Hello, and as you can see, there are a bunch of Godzillas on the table.
Oh my, there's so many lizards. Can you guide me through the makers and producers and just everything about them?
Yes,
Thank
that's
you.
exactly what we're going to do. This is our Godzilla Sofubi guide.
Thank God you're here.
It started out in 1964, 10 years after the first Godzilla film came out.
Why did they wait so long?
I don't know, because it was tin toys.
So, okay.
It was tin toys. This is the first
Sofubi's not been
vinyl.
invented yet? Like
Sofubi
vinyl?
hadn't been invented yet.
Okay.
This is the first kind of time that it was being used and being experimented on by a company called Marusan. Now, Marusan sadly went out of business only 4 years later, but they split into loads of different businesses. But now, thank God, Marusan is... Thank Christ, Marusan
He's
is
back, isn't he?
He's back. He's doing his thing. Ever since 1997, he's been making really, really cool Sofubi in the traditional way, but for adults. So it's this J-Tail.
Yeah.
J-Tail Godzilla was the first sort of like style and the first sort of design. And then since then, he sort of keeps using that same sort of mould and bringing in some of the old moulds that he used to use.
Yep.
But in like modern ways with like
From
beautiful
literally like
colours.
the 60s? He's using
Yeah,
the same
the
mold?
same moulds, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, all the moulds keep passing on through people. It's quite cool that they use exactly the same ones.
That is pretty cool.
After Marusan split, one of the employees started his own Sofubi brand called Bullmark.
And you just have the same moulds?
As Marusan, yeah. But made Sofubi toys until 1977. But they went bankrupt, as everyone does, seems to
You
have
should have made
done.
Star Wars Sofubi.
I know, yeah.
Just off.
Yeah, sadly, licensing was a big issue.
Yes.
But back again in 2007.
Oh God, it's a big break again.
Yeah, the huge break. But they just look so cool. They'll be all here. I don't actually have
like
anything.
super traditional.
Yeah, really traditional. They kind of look like just been lifted out of a time machine from the 70s. They're all kind of like really traditional kind of colorways of the time period. I like them a lot. I really want one of these big giant B Club sort of Godzillas.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
They are amazingly cool. They're pretty fucking massive
Tokyo
as well.
Tower or something?
Yeah. I think it's Tokyo Tower. The next is M1 Go. In case you haven't noticed, he's my favourite. He does some absolutely amazing sculpts. But he started out making model kits, and then in the 90s he started using some of the old moulds that some of the discontinued ones. Yeah. So he started putting a new take on it and really started trying to invigorate it again for the nostalgia and for the adults who wanted to see it. So he was kind of one of the pioneers of
bringing it back,
bringing Sofubi back, and bringing this method of slush moulding back into the swing of things.
How many of these lizards are by him?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Many.
13 lizards. 13 lizards.
I can sort of recognise his style, like, but I wouldn't have been able to guess that many, but yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them by him. In case you haven't, he's just my favourite.
I know, like, the past year or so, you've suddenly gone mad.
Yeah, it really does, like, the molds just really speak to me. I feel like you can sort of tell, like, the Gojis from their, like, on-screen counterparts. You straight away just be like, that's that one, because he's so fucking good, and he just gets the characteristics right, and then, like, blows them up.
He also does a Biollante, doesn't he?
He's got, you've been going on about the Biollante. He does loads of the other, the bad guys as well, the villains. The quality on these is just insane, though. Like, they're so fucking thick. They are just fucking thick. Like, the plastic is just so thick.
Those thighs, man.
Yeah, no, but they're thick anyway. Anyway, to keep more up to date with his releases, you kind of got to go on his website. That's probably the best way to get in touch with him or to find out more about him. Marmot. Marmot has two kind of Godzilla lines. I mean, they've got more than two, but they've got the retro-looking Vinyl Paradise, which is that kind of one, and the more modern Monster Heaven.
They're more hench,
they're more scarier looking ones. Yeah, much
threatening
scarier looking ones. This one's from the Vinyl Paradise range. The plastic and the painting kind of leaves quite a lot to be desired, to be honest. But
shots fired, Mark.
Well, no, not really. But but it's got loads of personality, and I can kind of because this is one of the first ones they kind of did. But you can see why he's as big as he is now.
Yeah, no, the face is fucking amazing.
I love it. But the faces on these are just so much nastier. He uses a lot of opaque plastics, which are really cool, and he uses a lot of metallic finishes as well. The next is Giga Brain. Now, I don't really know too much about Giga Brain, if I'm being honest with you.
I've never heard of them until you've mentioned them today.
Yeah. The Giga Brain is like, they're very similar to M1 in a way, but they're just slightly different. They're not my style, but I really do like a lot of the molds that they've done. There's a black Ghidorah which is just unbelievably beautiful.
It's like a brass fucking.
It looked like it
mold,
looks. I'll show you.
beautiful.
Yeah, it is gorgeous, and they've got some really really nice see-through, like translucent plastics, and it just works so well for them. It looks so cool and so like you just imagine it just working on your shelf.
Working on that
shelf.
It's
just like looking good as a Giga Brain. The next one I'm going to talk about is Toygraph. Such lovely little gojis.
Little train eater.
Little train eating guy, yeah. They look like they've got marbles in the mouths. They all look like they've kind of got the mumps a bit. They look clumsy, but they're just warm and they're nice, and you can imagine them just sort of making you smile as you looked at them. They're not in any way like Marmot in the way that like they're not aggressive. They just look nice.
Yeah.
And they just look like
they got a lot of
toys.
personality to the faces. Like,
they look they look a lot more like toys as opposed to statues.
Yeah.
In my mind, I really love this sort of torn away Mecha Godzilla. So it looked kind of like it's meant to be Godzilla, and then it all gets torn away. And I think they do another version where he's just a face. I'll send you that as well.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, really really cool. He also does a really nice Gamera. As a dead good Gamera, but we're not talking about Gamera now. Dead good. And also, how cool is the glitteriness to all their stuff?
They're a little bit derpy as well.
Yeah, they're derpy.
He kind of
That's
looks
the thing.
like
he's not threatening.
He looks like a bit chubby and stuff.
Yeah.
Like he's looking quite cute.
Yeah, he is cute.
Oh.
They're proper lovely.
Yeah.
I really like them. Another lovely one is Hawa Gazumi. Now, Hagazumi's stuff is slightly shorter, not as short as that, but around about that scale. But they're just fatter. They're thicker.
Thick.
They're
That's
thick
the word
again.
of
The
this
thick is the
presentation, Mark,
word.
is
These thighs are just massive, and
Like
they're
a little upturned like
chody.
Chody.
I don't know if you can use the word chody, but like
I think we can.
they're about as wide as they are long, tall, maybe a little bit taller than wide. Maybe
Got
not
great
complete
faces. Though. I
chode.
love the lip where it's like a
Yeah.
little dog.
Yeah. They look really, really cool.
Yeah.
Next up is Sunguts.
I know Sunguts.
You know Sunguts. We all know
I
Sunguts.
can see Sunguts.
Sunguts is my fucking favourite. These two of
they
the
are
first
cool.
forms of the Shin Godzilla just make me smile so fucking much. They're all really stylized, so you can kind of tell when it's them. He did 4 forms for the Shin Godzilla.
Yep.
So those two we previously just talked about, and then he did a much taller grown-up size, and then then not taller, sorry, but then another sort of open mouth, sort of broken, when he goes into super mode. They're just really cute. I can't wait to meet Sunguts when I go. See him again when I go to ToyCon UK because he's going to be there. He's going to be there. He didn't have any stuff last year when I went and I saw him.
Sorry, that was it. Sorry.
So I couldn't get anything, but he does some really really nice like glitter vinyl. As you can see on that one, it's just really really looks so nice.
Too.
It's one of those things you kind of got to get really close to properly understand.
The camera does it no justice.
It doesn't. Next, I'm going to talk about Buta no Hana, right? This is one that I didn't even know about until today, and I'm so stupid. But I had a look through Haku, who's another really, really good.
I've been following him since I think even before Godzilla Sofubi was.
Yeah, you showed me what Haku was years ago. And I was like, these things look weird.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, shit, what's Haku got? I love his stuff. So follow him on Instagram if you ever want to discover some really cool kaiju. Because it's all fucking there.
Because he had Rock and Jelly Bean posters as well.
That's why
I think
you
that's why I
liked
got
him.
onto him. And I was like, shit, all this other stuff's amazing.
But I got into this guy. So it's Buta no Hana. He does stuff with Medicom and Medicon's Vinyl Wars. Again, check that out because if you like any Godzilla vinyl toys, that is perfect for you. But he's got. So I'll show you this guy. Yeah. Sorry. He's just nice. He's just cute. He does quite an open mouth one.
They're quite sort of simplistic.
They are very simplistic,
nice,
very sort of upright.
Yeah.
They've not got a lot of bend and pose to them, or sort of like they've been modelled. They kind of just look really. I really really like them, and I love his face and I love his massive hands.
The guy, is it not?
The guy,
no,
the guy.
I
like his massive hands.
Yeah.
I really want his hands.
Mark, what about tank people or something?
Tank people,
Passion
Tank
or something. Oh, Passion Tank.
Girls and Panzer.
That's on Netflix now. That's on Netflix.
I have been typing in Passion Tank all day today and getting people passionate about tanks, and I was like, oh fuck's sake! I think it's like a magazine or something as well. Anyway, Passion Tank is a new Sofubi artist, or not new Sofubi artist. Well, seems quite new. He basically has created this Shin Godzilla based on the final form. I'll show you. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the final form.
It's very real. It's very sort of
hyper
Well, I was going to say, but hyper realistic, yeah, like movie props. That well,
it
you know
is
what I mean?
really like that. So but it's still Sofubi. They do a red version that's completely red. That's sort of so you lose a little bit of that hyper realism.
Yeah.
So I think I prefer the red version, but it looks badass.
That looks more like a kind of statue you'd get like on a plinth that's like movie quality looking.
But it's
This is Sofubi now.
But it's pretty cool. But it looks super badass. But I want the red version. If you want a more detailed review on it, follow Tokyo Toy Bastard. He's done a
hi
review
mate.
of it. Hi. Anyway, next up is Rampage. See, you might know Rampage. Rampage does Sofubi. He does these unicorns, and he does these like.
Look at that neck.
Yeah, I know he's thick. He's not thick. He's thick. He's thick. The neck is thick. But so he does some really nice stuff.
I'm gonna have to censor that, man.
But he's got these colorways.
Jesus Christ!
I know, yeah, but they're all the same style. It's all the same.
No, it's cool, but it's like.
But to be honest, he's got these lucky bags going on at the moment, and you might be able to get like a one-off colorway of a Godzilla made by him. So I think that's pretty cool. So I mean, I'd quite like to.
I've not seen that design before.
Yeah, no, it's smart.
I won't forget it.
It's JM Rampage anyway. He's quite well known. Next off is Max Toy. Now, Max Toy made one Godzilla toy as well, similar to Passion Tank and JM. But I want more. Yeah. I've spoken about it in the previous Sofubi video.
He probably gets our most mentions.
Recently, he's getting our most mentions. But he's just really cool. Make more. Sculpted by Pico Pico. Make more. That's all we can say on the matter. Yeah. Nords. Okay, I love Nords. I don't speak about it because it just depresses me, really, because I will never have this.
It's hard to find or pricey
it's hard,
or both?
Both. So it's basically one of my holy grail items. It's based on the storyboard Godzilla.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He is just more lizardy than anything. He's got a weird fishy kind of tail.
He looks a bit like an old style. Do you know when they used to draw those kind of... It's like sirens, all those funny mermaid things with the proper fish tail.
Yeah, he does look a lot more like that, and he just looks exactly like the storyboard. I don't know how they've managed to capture it so well, but he looks like the storyboard, but yet he still looks like Godzilla. You know, there's so many different like kaiju around, but he looks like Godzilla as well. Just the way he's standing, you can just tell it's him.
No, they're very cool.
I want one so badly. If I ever get one in my life, I'll cry my eyes out. I'm 99% sure I'm missing someone. Like, I kind of know I am. But let me know if there are any other Sofubi people.
Please comment if he's got stuff wrong and missed stuff.
Yeah, no, I probably will.
Tear him to bits.
As I say, pretty much all of these people have more and more stuff than we've shown. Like, just go on to Club Tokyo and type in their name, and you'll be able to see all the different stuff that they've brought out recently, or not recently, ever. It's great. Club Tokyo is a fantastic resource to use. Collect All Monsters online. It's like a sort of collaboration. It's on YouTube. It's a collaboration of loads of different collectors, and some of them like the more traditional, more realistic looking X Plus stuff. Some of them are into the old kaiju sort of style, and some of them are into the more new stuff, like I am really. But they're really, really good. They've got a lot of experience behind them.
No, it's good. I was lost at the start, and now I'm slightly more lost because you've shown me loads more new shit I quite like. I didn't even know existed.
Yeah, it's a bit of a...
But overall, I know that all of these are...
a thing.
From Mega Man or something, aren't they?
Mega Man.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's really great, but who would you go for a pint with?
M1 Go. Yeah, M1 Go. Yeah,
M1
Go. No doubt. Just because he's just done cool stuff. And
that's
I love
a date. That's a date, mate.
Yeah,
so we'll see you.
I've messaged him on Instagram.
We'll see you at the Onion.
Yeah. I've messaged him on Instagram. He didn't respond.
We'll see you at Bar Psycho. I think it's in Shinjuku. You know the
which one?
The garlic bar.
The garlic bar.
Yeah.
Duh. Right. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Goodbye.
To the sky!
Change! These things should change colour when you...
They might not.
Yeah, they might. The gold one won't, man. It's gold!
It's gold? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Matthew Broderick killed those people.
Godzilla, king of the monsters, alive, surging up from the depths of the sea on a tidal wave of terror to wreak vengeance on mankind.